I'm going to show you how to fix a Freightliner Cascadia with a DD15 engine with the following issues. When I turn the key, I get a red flashing def light. If I try to turn on the truck, all I get is a click sound, and that's it. When it first started happening, it was a very intermittent problem. We also would occasionally see issues with the throttle not working, and of course, over time, it got worse and worse. Now, this is a very common issue that we see due to a defective CPC4. So my first step is to remove the CPC4 out of the vehicle so we can bench test it and confirm whether or not it has failed. I'm going to plug in the CPC4 from the truck into our AutoVave Truck Explorer system for the bench testing. I already have my software pulled up here, so we're going to connect. And one of the things I'm noticing is we have erratic amperage draw, which means that we're probably going to see a communication issue. Okay, and it is saying failed ECU communication error code 3.5. So that does confirm our CPC4 is defective and will need to be repaired. The reason I can't communicate with this CPC4 module is because of cracked solder joints between the processor chip and the circuit board. The processor is connected to the circuit board via hundreds of little solder balls that over time can break. When enough of the solder ball connections break, the processor can no longer properly communicate with the rest of the circuit boards, and that's usually when we're going to see faults like throttle pedals not working, the engine won't start, and so on. So to fix this, we'll need to remove the processor chip off of the circuit board, remove all of the old solder, and put brand new solder balls so that we can get a good connection. The CPC4 is weatherproof with conformal coating, which we will need to remove before we can start working on it. We use MG Chemicals conformal coating stripper for that, and a boar's hair brush specifically made for electronics to scrub this PCB. The CPC4 module is coated with the conformal coating to protect the circuit board from moisture and damage from oxidation, corrosion, and rusting. This coating, however, must be removed before reballing the module to prevent both toxic fumes but also to allow the solder to expand. If you attempt to melt solder under conformal coating, it will burst as the solder will want to expand, but the coating won't allow it. This has the potential to cause short circuits and will starve the joints, which will then need to be resoldered to ensure a proper bond. At this point, we have finished the cleaning process for the CPC4 module, so we are ready to put it on our rework machine so we can remove and replace all of the solder. Conformal coating on CPC4 modules will get underneath the processor chip. This will prevent the solder from expanding during reflowing, leading to the solder bursting and starving the joints as well as causing potential short circuits. To repair CPC4 modules, reballing is necessary as the conformal coating cannot be removed without also removing the chip. If you look more closely at the corner closest to us, you will see the solder has bursted out and shorted under the chip. This is why the chip must be removed and reballed. We're adding a bit of flux to help with better solder flow. The darker brown you see on the board is the conformal coating we were unable to clean off since it had lodged itself underneath the chip. We are using a wide spatula-like soldering iron tip to clean the surface so that when we reattach the chip with fresh solder balls, the conformal coating won't prevent a proper bond between the solder balls and the pads on the circuit board. Now that we've removed the bulk of the conformal coating, we can now focus on removing the remaining solder still attached to the pads. To do this, we are going to use a copper desolder braid, which will absorb the solder it comes in contact with. Finally, we will clean off all the burnt flux residue and conformal coating off the board using 99.99% isopropyl alcohol and a Kimtech wipe. As you may notice, there is still a bit of conformal coating attached to the board. So using a metal brush and a bit of more isopropyl alcohol, we're going to gently scrub the board as it is very important for us to have a clean surface before we can reattach the chip. We've already performed the reball process off screen and are ready to install the reball chip back onto the circuit board. Everything is set. We are now going to run the reattachment profile and let the machine attach the chip back onto the board. I've just plugged in the CPC4 back into our system. We're going to power it up and let's try to connect again now that it's been fixed. And it is pulling a much more steady amperage right now, and it looks like it connected. Okay, it looks like we can connect to it, and as we can see here, we did have some CPC faults 10A10 common powertrain controller, CPC control unit, no CAN message. But the important thing is that these are all stored faults, so they're no longer active after the repairs. This one's also stored. Parameters of component 10A33, drive control, CPC, control unit 5 are faulty. Again, this is a stored fault, not an active fault. I do have a couple active faults, but those are actually expected, and that's simply because we just don't have all of the wiring and sensors plugged into the CPC4 right now since it's being bench tested. Let's do a final live testing confirmation in the truck, so we'll go ahead and disconnect and bring it out. All right, let's go ahead and give this another shot. Okay, we have some improvements. I have a green def light. I don't think I had a check engine light before. I do now, but that's probably because we still haven't put the battery back on after the repairs. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Okay. It looks like we're in, and my throttle is responsive. Technically, we haven't finished the repair. We still need to weatherproof the circuit board by coating it with the conformal coating. We'll do that off screen for the purposes of this video. We'll call it a successful repair here. If you have a CPC4 that you would like to send in for us to fix, we do offer the flat rate services. They come with a 1-year warranty, and those are available on our website, which I will link in the description down below. If you found the video helpful or useful, leave us a like, subscribe for more content, and thank you for watching.